So once you've prepared your favorite sugar cookie dough, you're going to cover it in plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. This is going to help it stay firm when you're cutting the cookies. Next, you're going to unwrap the cookie dough and flour your work surface. This is going to prevent it from sticking. You can also flour the top of your dough too. So roll out your dough to 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch thick. The key to having really great holiday cookies is to make sure that your dough never gets warm, or else they're not going to keep their shape. Alright, so once your dough is ready, you're going to cut your cookies. I'm using a tree, so you want to make sure that you're cutting your cookies as close to each other as possible so you can make the most of the dough that you've already rolled out. So once your cookies are cut, you're going to gently transfer them using a spatula to your baking sheet and put them about 1 inch apart. You can line your baking sheet with parchment paper, or you can let it be. Alright, I'm going to put these into the oven. Follow the directions of your sugar cookie, but just make sure that you keep an eye on them so they don't burn. Once you've baked your cookies, you're going to transfer them to a wire rack and allow them to cool before you ice them. I want to show you 3 of my favorite techniques to icing holiday cookies. The first is called piping and color flow, and I've made some royal icing. I tinted it green and I put it into a piping bag. So I'm just going to start at the edge of this Christmas tree and just follow the design of the tree. And since royal icing takes a couple minutes to dry, I'm just going to set this aside and move on to this other one. So this one's really fun. This is easy. This is really great for beginners, is the drizzling technique. So I put some parchment paper underneath my wired rack, and I'm just going to kind of drizzle this yummy green frosting over this Christmas tree. And the frosting that I'm using is called a glaze. It's really simple. It's just confectioner's sugar, a little bit of water, and food coloring. You don't want to wait until your tree dries, so make sure that you're adding your sprinkles while your tree is still wet. Alright, so the final technique is called color flow. Before you add the sprinkles, you're going to add another color and kind of drag it together and give it that marbled effect. I'm going to drizzle this really pretty white glaze over the tree, and then I'm going to drag it with a toothpick. Then you can add the fun sprinkles. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the first one that I did with this royal icing. Royal icing dries pretty hard. It's kind of like the icing that you would see at a store or a professional bake shop. So I'm just going to keep piping the entire thing. And I'm going to show you a really fun technique afterwards. I'm just going to use my finger and kind of give it a tree effect. And the reason why you pipe the outline of the tree is to keep it from kind of spilling over. So I'm just going to rub it with my finger, kind of replicate those peaks you get in a noble fir or one of those Christmas trees you have at home. But these peaks will stay up and they'll dry and harden that way. Alright, and then using some white royal icing, I'm just going to draw some fun designs on there. And a couple sprinkles. Decorating sugar cookies can be so much fun, and nothing says happy holidays like a decorated sugar cookie. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brandy, and I'll see you next time for another taste of Yum Sugar TV.